And
Thank
I'm
you.
just waiting for my computer to say stop recording on the computer because I'm running out of room. So I'm going to have to take everything. I actually have this this thing right here, which I've barely ever used, but I think this is a 4 terabyte external drive.
Yeah.
So this little baby is going to be very helpful.
Yeah, external drives are wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I even found an ancient one from my days at Indiana State. And I'm really excited about, it's like an old iOmega. I think it's what, 100 megabytes? It's definitely not a gig, but I'm excited to look on here to see what I saved from those days. Probably a whole bunch of documents from my days as a Greek advisor, but it's fine. All right, so we are going to focus, we're going to continue talking about video. Some stuff might be redundant for what you already know. Some stuff is probably going to be new. I'm just still singing the praises of Rosa, who said, "What about this studio thing yesterday?" And I was like, "What studio thing?" And so we discovered the studio together, which is great. But as Wayne earlier illustrated, it doesn't exactly work the way anybody expects. So it might be a good repository for videos that you find online, but at the same time, how do you get videos out of there and into pages and announcements and discussions and assignments? So we're going to do a couple things today. One, we are going to finish the process, or actually I'm going to walk you through the exact process that I use for Zoom. Again, we did it earlier, but I want to do it again because I want to identify the different files that come out of Zoom, which I think are helpful. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to share my desktop. I'm always nervous about doing that. What if something weird is on my page, my desktop? But I don't think there is. So I'm just going to share my desktop, and you'll see everything that I see. So I was working on some designs earlier, so you see my Canva. Here's my mailbox, and here's my course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to add, and I'm in incognito mode, which I did because I'm teaching a course at Frederick Community College and I'm teaching in St. John's. Both have Outlook, and Outlooks don't like to play well together in the same browser. So I'm going to go to zoom.com. They're going to have me log in. And, well, actually it has my accept. Yeah, it's fine. So I'm going to go into my account, and I'm going to go to recordings. And in there will be today's local recording, will be today's recording that we had earlier. I didn't get the whole thing. For some reason, I forgot again because John wasn't there to remind me to start recording. Here comes Wayne. So I'm going to pull up this file, and I'm going to go through. I just want to show you what you get when you record on Zoom because I think it's helpful. So I'm going to search, and it's going to come up, and there it came up right away. So there's 4 files that come up. You have an audio file, which is something that we'll use for creating our own little podcasts later. You have the chat, so it records all the chat discussion from the Zoom call. The playback is, I think it's just a small piece. I don't even worry about it. And then this is the good stuff. Now, of course, if you look at the size, that's 132 megabytes. That's massive. The audio is still pretty big, but it's not going to be as big as a video file. So now that we know that this is here, I'm going to rename it 821 MVP, and hopefully that's not gonna, yeah, that's not a duplicate of anything. So now that I've renamed it, I'm going to click out of this, and I'm going to go into a YouTube page. Let's see if I can move this. Unfortunately, there we go. Just need that to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to go to the YouTube page that I've been waiting for. All right, so in YouTube, in my account, I'm in Studio, so I can click on upload videos. You'll see that little symbol, the little camera with the plus sign, pretty much everywhere. Now I can just take this, actually it's the wrong file, so I'm going to select File, and I'm going to look for MVP 821. There we go. Now I got an error earlier for one of the videos. It said it was too big, which I thought was very strange. But recording for MVP session 8/21/20. See title. And so right now it's uploading. It's about halfway done. And no, it's not for kids. I'll do next. And right now, I'm just going to let it do what it's doing. So it's almost done, and then it has to basically go through another step before you can actually see the video. Now, the nice thing is that without doing much more, so I'm going to do it unlisted because I only want the people that I send it to see the video, or wherever I put the link. And let's see what else. Nope. So that's fine. So I'm copying the image, the link, and I'm saving. And so it's going to keep doing what it's doing. This video is processing. And I'm going to go back to right here. I'm going to go to my course. Okay, so we're back in the course. And I'm going to create a page for a new module, and let's say that it's going to be week 6. And I'm not going to put any dates because I haven't gotten that far yet, but I wanted to create a new module. And I'm going to create a new page because I want to share a whole bunch of videos with my students. Super Bowl videos. Okay. So now I've created the page, and now I actually have to open up. It's weird that you have to open it back up and then edit it, but that's just the way that it is. Now, if I wanted to, so now on YouTube, any link that you grab from YouTube, you can create a brand new thumbnail in a page on Canvas. So I'm going to say, just for organization, first video, second video, third video. So let's say that I want the students to watch 3 videos. Please review the 3 videos of, I'll put best commercials for Super Bowls. I forget what number they're at in the last 3 years. I'll clean it up later. Okay, so now I'm just riffing, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to do first video. We'll say best of 2019. Second video is going to be best of 2018. And the third is going to be best of 2017. Okay. So now I'm going to go hunting. Now I already have that link for the video that I just uploaded of our chat earlier in the day, but obviously I don't want to send that to the students. I could just send it out to everyone in the list of emails because you're all receiving these emails. Well, Wayne, you got it indirectly through Ian, so I'll make sure that you're on my list. But I'm going to send an email to everyone that has the recordings for the last 4 sessions. And then that way everybody can watch it in their own time. Well, for this, I'm just going to go right back to YouTube and I'm going to find videos that make sense. Now, we have the benefit of using what's on YouTube and creating icons. I don't know what's going to come up. Because I'm an incognito, it doesn't know who I am, so it's just going to come up with random stuff, which is always interesting what they come up with. So, best commercials, Super Bowl, there you go, 2017. Start there. And so here you have a 10-minute video, you have another about 10 minutes. This one's about 13. Well, that's Lady Gaga. We don't need to see her. But you have the 2018 one as well. And I can just start it.
The horizon leans forward, offering you space to face new steps of change.
And so it'll have...
How is it that johnmalkovich.com?
So I don't need to watch it. I know essentially what it is. Actually, I've already seen this. So it just runs through some of the best commercials of 2017. I've copied the link. I go back here and underneath, or actually what I'll do is I'll just block that, highlight that. I'll go to external links and I'll insert. Okay. So when this is done, the students are going to see 3 thumbnails, so small versions of the video. Let's see, it's 2018. Let's do this one as well.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
So
A clear, refreshing lemon lime.
that was a great ad. Great ad. I'll go back here, go to 2018. I'll do the same thing, highlight, external link. And what I used to do is I used to do 1 link per line in the module. And it just got to be too much. And I finally got my act together and I realized that I could just do everything in 1 page. And it's a lot cleaner for the students to be able to consume. They go to 1 page, we're telling them, watch these videos, and they just watch one after the other. No issue. So 2019, so now I need to just change this. I should have, there we go. That's right, that's the Cardi B. Whoa, 10 best full 53 commercials. I guess I should do 2020. I'm thinking that we didn't even have a Super Bowl in 2020, but I am wrong. So I'll have to add that. So they'll watch.
Lift up your eyes upon this day, breaking for you.
So this is just an
The
ad,
horizon.
and it goes
I'll
right
take a
into.
Coke.
Is Pepsi okay? Is Pepsi okay?
That's a great ad too. So that's 2019. I'm going to do the same thing. Highlight, external link. So when this is done, actually, now I have to edit all these. That's fine. We'll just stick it. I'll fix it later. The beauty of this is everything's in 1 place. And when I publish this, it will be, oh, sorry guys. Really hates. Stop. So once I publish this, now I have 3 very clean videos that they can watch, and it's all in one area. Okay. Now we can do the exact same thing with videos that we produce. So just to make this clear, I'm going to demonstrate. And again, you've seen this before, most of you, but I'm going to do it again. Just bear with me as I riff, upload, record media. There I am. Make sure the shot is good. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Hello, students. This is Professor D. And what you have below are 3 YouTube videos, compilations of Super Bowl ads for 2019, 2018, and 2017. Which one do you think did the best job? Which company did the best job in terms of spending their money? I think it was $4.5 million one year, $5 million for 30 seconds the next year, and I think we're up to $5.5 million for 30 seconds of airtime during the Super Bowl. So who wasted their money? Who made a good investment? Think of this as you write your paper for the week. All right, let me know if you have any questions. See you soon. So that's as simple as it has to be. And this is just something that I'll say about these videos. And this, in a way, kicks off the page because now it's adding context to why they're looking at the videos in the first place. Okay. Any questions at this point? I know I've just been going. Anyone? Okay.
Everything's good.
Hi, Rosa. So
Hey,
you have,
Wayne,
yeah, go ahead.
I'll ask you a question.
Sure, Wayne.
Okay. You know, something in advertising has changed. It used to be you'd put a commercial on for a show and that would be that. Now, I watch Morning Joe on MSNBC every morning. And from 8 to 9 a.m., there are a commercial is repeated 6 times. The Comfort Inn group commercial where the female singer is doing Willie Nelson's On the Road Again, whatever that group of hotels is, Choice Hotels, the Choice Hotel group, okay? And 6 times. And then also there's the Rocket Mortgage commercial that has, it's all drums on the soundtrack and a beautiful young woman dressed in a kind of like looking like she's going out for a date with Prince.
Okay.
And she's putting on her hat and, you know, and her name is Jade. Jade, you're a queen. So get ready to sit on your throne with your Rocket Mortgage guaranteed mortgage so you can buy your house. Since what, I know this is sort of out of the parameters of the class, it's more like taking your class and wanting to know why the 6 times in 1 hour commercial, what has changed to make that the form now?
You know, I'm gonna throw out a couple of guesses, and
Okay.
I'm gonna circle it back to our session today.
Great.
So, I think that marketing budgets were destroyed in the midst of COVID. So some advertisers pulled out, and then the channels, the networks got nervous and started making deals with existing subscribers, existing companies. So that's one theory. 2, I think that it might be a reflection of that type of programming where people jump in and they jump out. So in order to catch the audience at the time when they jump in, they just want to show that ad as often as they can. Now, I will say, given how much detail you just provided, I think they're doing a pretty good job because you knew the product and you knew the characters, you could describe the ads in detail. So there's probably some value in that. I'm sure they're getting I was a comm major in undergrad, and what little I remember is that from a buying perspective, you definitely get a deal when you buy in bulk, which is kind of a universal thing.
Right.
So I'm going to tie it back to this course, to this session. I don't know why I keep calling it a course. I think there's value in repetition, and there's value in doing things over and over again so that people see them and become familiar with them. My wife is a photo editor who works for the Daily Mail. And I can tell you that after taking about 5 days vacation last week, she had a little bit of a rough start on Monday to get back in the swing of things, because when you're doing the same kind of stuff every day, you know how to make PageMaker work for you. You know what the standards are for certain layouts. It's all very recent, and it's part of that muscle memory. But that deteriorates when you don't do it enough, and that's why from an online pedagogy perspective, that's why we have to keep having these discussions, even in the time that. Wayne, did you take OT in June or July?
July.
July. Okay, so it's fairly recent, which is great. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Somehow these telemarketers get a hold of my number, and they love to say hi. All right. But I think that the longer that you wait to get back into it, it starts to get away from you. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. And even though we covered a lot of video earlier today and in previous days, you get used to how things work, and it becomes more natural to jump into, oh, that's how I can do the video. Oh, I remember seeing this. And John takes a million notes, which is good, because if I forget anything, he reminds me. But these things, the same thing goes for me. I'm not on top of my game as much if I am not doing it over and over again, if I'm not doing it every day. So I spend a lot of, I'm never as sharp as I am as an online instructor as when I'm teaching OT. When I'm teaching OT, I am at the top of my game, because I am thinking about learning objectives. I'm thinking about alignment. I'm matching up my learning activities right back to the learning objectives that I set at the beginning of the course. Like everything's, clicking on all cylinders, cooking with gas, as people like to say.
Yeah.
But the video piece is interesting. The commercial piece is interesting. So I'm glad that you brought that up. I think that's, it's something that I will address in the class, which I think is fun.
Yeah, great. And that was a great maneuver of yours to bring it back to relevance to this thing here.
I try. Michael, are you posting something? Let's see if it's Michael in the chat. Aha. Yes, Michael, absolutely. And this is something I've said in the last couple of weeks and to different people in different settings. But I think the first couple of weeks of this semester are the most important, in the sense that we have to get their attention right away. We have to make them feel like they matter right away. And if we don't, they're going to drop off. This is so vital. Now, the hard part with this is we need to do all that, but then on top of that, we're having all these issues, understanding WebEx and how do I build my course and what have you. The best thing we can do is just, if you do nothing else, reach out to them, say hi, record a little video, send it in the email, whatever, but just tell them about you. Tell them about your background, tell them about your history at St. John's, the name of your pet, the last place you traveled to, just little fun tidbits so that they get to know you a little bit. It'll help us get through the first 2 weeks. And then I'm sure Rose is hearing this on the student life side. I know that she has a little bit different role now, but I'm sure she's talking to everybody as well. Our extracurricular, I hate using that term, but our staff side really needs to be there to support the students in addition to what the faculty are providing. And so collaboratively, we can be that safety net for students to make sure that they don't fall out and they don't feel like, you know, fall between the cracks kind of thing. Because St. John's is a big school. You know, I'm thinking about my 40 students. I'm going to have to work very hard to make sure that every one of those students feels like I care about them individually. I actually stumbled upon something that worked, and I did it as just a throw-in, just for fun, to demonstrate how to send out an announcement. I do all of my messages to students through the announcements in Canvas because it keeps a record of everything that I've said, and they get an email in their mailbox. So it picks up, and you know, they can find it in two places. But I did this little thing at the top. It says Marketing 1001 test, an extra credit point to the first student that emails me back at TeachingMVP, et cetera. I've gotten 15, 20 emails from students, even like 48 hours after I sent this, which is fine. I don't know how they thought they would be the first, but I think I got the first response within 27 minutes after I sent the announcement, which is great. And it was a nice little nudge, and it was worth the extra point. Nice little nudge to get them engaged, to get them to realize, oh wait, this is happening. This course is happening. You know, oh, now I know the textbook info. Oh, now I know what the first assignment is. And it's a little trick, but which I just kind of happened upon it, but it definitely worked, because I can check right now. I'll show you here. I'll be right with you, Michael. But if you, I gotta minimize this. Okay, so if you look, there's certainly a lot of students that haven't logged in, but that's not bad. 18 minutes, 2 minutes, not so great. That's a long time, but that's me. 12 minutes, 35 minutes for Matthew. And Matthew emailed me twice, actually, trying to get that extra point. 4 minutes, an hour and 25 for Gabriella. Not bad. So students are starting to jump in. Atia, an hour and 27 minutes. And I have virtually no content. But still, they decided to look in because they had to. Oh, is you, Rosa? Yes, we have been on for student leaders training, and awesome. I think between that and IT, those are my biggest concerns, making sure that we have a support system for the students throughout the semester and the year. All right, so I've demonstrated how to create pages with video. We pulled in some video from YouTube, and I would say that there's also, let's see, there's also opportunities to do video from other places. And this is a little bit of, let's see, I'm thinking of a concept here, product placement. And I'm not doing the right thing in terms of tying things back to my learning objectives specifically. But I know that this is something that I wanted to cover based on just getting a good overview of marketing. But how many of you have watched videos from TEDx? Any of you? TED Talk? No, maybe? Okay. So yeah. This one is a fantastic one. Okay, this has nothing to do with marketing, my course. But I wanted to illustrate or identify kind of another source other than YouTube, even though we're in YouTube. But it's a whole trough of amazing videos about every subject you can imagine. I use this one right here to talk about sustainability. Basically, to sum up this video, he describes that how Hawaii used to be self-sustainable. So they would not have to import any food in order to survive. And then as their population grew, they had to become more and more dependent on food coming in from mainland US and other places, which is a little sad. I don't know what the status of Hawaii is right now, but it's still a very interesting video. The other one that I like is Boyd Garrity. There we go. he does this whole beautiful discussion about South Africa and Nelson Mandela. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. And there are some elements from a customer service perspective that I use within my customer service class. And actually, I'm going to use it within the customer, oh, sorry, it's so loud. I'm going to use it within my customer service segment of my marketing course. So this will tie back pretty well. And just to see the chat. Yes, Houston class. Thank you, Michael. So I'm going to change this to customer service. And so here, very simply, South African TED Talk. And again, I'll polish this up later. I'll make it sound a little bit better. But again, so simple. Throw it in. It's got the title, and then you'll see the little thumbnail. Let's go back to the YouTube while this is just fine. Let's see if we can find. All right, so it's still, okay, so it's finished processing. And is the right one? Channel videos. Okay, so this is the one that we did earlier today. And if we were to pull it up, it has, you know, how much time. It's a 49-minute video. It basically has the full amount of information that we would expect. And if we want to play it, we could straight from here. But it's pretty nice within YouTube. The one thing that people don't realize always is that you can do different editing, including subtitles, which is very important. I said this earlier, and I should repeat it, that to some extent, and you'll have to work that out with the instructional designers, either Ian, Tara, or I forget the name of the other person, but we should, as much as possible, provide subtitles, especially for our videos that are essentially mini lectures. If you're just doing something like this, just recording a lecture, I don't know if they are as vigilant about doing it, but the reality is we have a lot of students that are that have impairments where the subtitles are helpful. And especially with our students who are international, it's nice, you know, if English is not your first language, it's nice to be able to read the subtitles. Even though I speak fluent French, sometimes I'll put the subtitles on sometimes so I can see the words, because I'm not living there anymore. And it's nice to be able to say, oh, that's what he means by that. You know, anything we can do, and we had a great discussion. I'm remembering a discussion we had that Rosa was a part of. We had a great discussion about leveling the playing field, so to speak, in terms of our students at St. John's. There are some students that come to St. John's where they have all the upbringing and all the support and foundation to do really, really well. And then there's students that on the other side of the spectrum that come in with very little foundation. They struggle, and they end up in the same exact classroom, and they're at a disadvantage. And so whatever we can do to make their experience better so they don't have to work as hard to get to the same level, that's a good thing. And subtitles are a part of it, but just doing video is a part of it. If you do video and you do video well, it gives students the opportunity to watch it over and over again, and then they're able to comprehend what it is that we're trying to get across. So is there anything that you'd like me to demonstrate at this point? So we've done the grabbing of YouTube, we've done the uploading into YouTube, we've created an original video through Canvas. Anything that you'd like me to demonstrate? Come on, Michael, what you got? I mean, I can create more video, or I can, let's see, what else could I do? What else is another video trick that I use? There is actually, I'll show you something which may interest you. How many of you are familiar with Canva? Ever used Canva before? So Canva is a platform which there's a free account, but then I buy the pro account so that I can do, have access to a little bit more. But I create images and different pieces depending on what I'm working on. And so they do this neat thing now where you can actually create motion graphics. Try to find one for one of the things that I've done. Oh, here we go. So this was a video project that I started and need to come back to. But basically I created a very simple thing with a little bit of animation that I can download as an MP4, which is the same format as a video that you might record through Zoom. And I can just splice it in right in front of the beginning of the video. So if you were to create a video for your students and you want to always give them the same information, this is Professor Wayne, and here's my email, and here's how to get a hold of me, and here are my office hours. You could put it at the front of every single video if you wanted to. You could also say, and for more information, read this, or suggested, or what have you. And you could do that at the front of the video and at the back end of the video that you record very simply. So I like this because it's very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And this is the back end that I did for the videos. And all it is just a little sparkling. But it is an MP4 and it's 5 seconds and it's cute. And I think the students get a kick out of it. And to most people, this stuff looks really complicated, but it's really not complicated. I think this took me 10 minutes. And Canva is great because you can take things that are already created and just do something based on what they already have. So if I were to do, let's see, create a design, I'm going to do animated, let's see. You want to do an Instagram post. It'll give you the format and it'll give you a bunch of suggestions in terms of things that you can do color-wise and image-wise. Let's see. Yes, use the class. I missed the first point on captions. I'm going to answer Michael's question real quick in terms of captions. So depending on the type of video that you are inserting into your course, there is an expectation that we have captions. I don't know where the line is in terms of instructional design, but I know that if you can put in captions, you should put in captions. If you're just recording something like this, I don't think there's an expectation that you would provide captions, but if you're creating a video that is going to be used throughout your course in multiple semesters, you should put captions at the bottom. And YouTube lets you do that a little bit easier, but the hard part is you don't want to create captions which constrict you in terms of being creative. In other words, if you write a script and you just read from that script as your video, that's going to be a way boring video. So it might take a little bit more time, but write it out, try to do it naturally as a video, and then add the captions. I know that's not very clear, but Ian and Tara are going to be your best sources for more information on captions. Okay. So as I was saying, we'll close out with this because we're getting close to the top of the hour. So any one of these are options that you can use and just create a graphic. And even if it's just something as simple as, you know, happy first day, and you can put your course on there and then send that as an attachment, why not? It's fun. And these are animated versions, so they already have animation built in, and all you have to do is edit them. So you can take something and say, it's going to be okay. Let's see. We'll learn together. Something like, I mean, this is not, I don't like all the emojis in that same way, but some professors might think that this is cute enough to send. You know, I could put, I mean, this would be really silly, but it's kind of the idea that you could make this very quickly, download it, and send it out as an attachment. And some students will appreciate it. They'll take it to heart. I think that there's a lot of room for us to check in with our students throughout the semester. Definitely within the first 2 weeks, when we have a live session with them, we should ask them point blank, how are you doing? And let them speak and just have a conversation around that. Now, the bigger the class, the harder it's going to be, but it still is very important for us to be doing. So anyway, check out Canva. I think it's a great resource. And obviously I use it pretty often. I've created a number of things related to these sessions, and I post some type of graphic that I've created through Canva every day, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I use it within the courses. You know, a lot of the things that I create, I'll do infographics because I think it's a good way of demonstrating, you know, what's out there. I'll show you one more, and it automatically saves, so I don't have to worry about saving it. If you're not familiar with Unsplash, Unsplash is a fantastic video picture platform, and it allows you to use photography for free as long as you give a little bit of credit. So when I use any of these pictures, I always put in the text, alt text, who took the picture. So if you wanted classroom, you just put it in there, and then they come up with a whole bunch of classroom pictures. And you can just download them, you know, in the size that you want. And it'll automatically give you the information, photo by National Cancer Institute. Copy to clipboard, and then I put it in the alt text. Okay. So when you need a picture for something, like I actually took a picture from Unsplash for my graphic for my course. So if you look at my course on Canvas, it's a picture of Times Square with somebody standing in the front of it, in the middle of it, looking up at all of the ads, you know, which is a good marketing image. So that's another resource that might be helpful for you. All right, so before we close out, any questions, anything that I can address that you're curious about? Doesn't it just have to be about video?
Damian, I have a question about the pages.
Okay.
So this morning you're showing the pages with that, you know, it's like a pages that should associate with that all different contents you have it. So is that page, when you're showing that page, you are very organized on that page, but okay, I see I cannot even organize my thoughts for my question.
It's okay.
It's like, for example, if I have assignment, I create something else on assignment, and I want it to be appeared on the pages too. Do I need to recreate it, or can I just link it?
You can definitely link it, and there's a couple ways you can do that. So I'm going to do it one way, and then I will flip it. Okay, so let me save this. Save this. And I'm saving it, I'm not publishing it, so nobody can see it. But I'm going to create an assignment and I'm going to link to the page. So I'm going to go into assignments and I'm going to create a new assignment. Name is going to be A5. Sure. Or A6. Oh, I already did it. That's funny. I'll do it again. So A6, Super Bowl value. So 100 points, I'm duplicating an assignment that I've already kind of created, but it'll make sense for what you're asking, Rosa. So I just created it. Okay, so now I'm going to edit it, and this is where it's going to do what I think you're talking about, and then I can do the reverse. So here's the edit. For this assignment, you will watch 3 videos, video compilations of Super Bowl commercials. In your opinion, please answer these 3 questions in a 1-page paper. And I've already established with my students what a 1-page paper is, so all I have to do is create a little list. So question 1, which was the biggest waste of $5 million? Which had the clearest message? And again, by now they will have understood what messaging is in marketing. Message. And then which product are you most likely to purchase because of the commercial? Again, this wouldn't be my actual assignment, but something close. I'd say due by 11:59 p.m. on October 15th. Okay. So this would be the assignment. So this is the part that I think you were talking about. Watch 3 video compilations. Okay. Now I'm going to go to a link, course links, and I'm going to go to pages, and I have Super Bowl videos. So I don't have to put all that content right into the assignment. I just have to reference a page. Does that help, Rosa? Is that?
Yes. Yes. Okay. And so it's going to appear right on the pages. Okay, that's great. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
So this is, well, let me do it the opposite way as well. That way you see both. So here, this is due online, unlimited attempts, and it's due October 15th, 11:59. Okay, so that's saved. Now I'm going to go back to the page because I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to go to Super Bowl videos. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to put in, okay, please review the 3 videos. Then do this assignment. A6 Super Bowl, oh, I can't spell, value. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but in reverse. So I'm going to go to assignments, and I'm going to identify the assignment. So no matter what, the student will know that those two things are linked. Now, how you put it in your modules is a different story. So if I'm doing it in the week 6, so here's the Super Bowl videos. Okay, that's the page. I'm going to make sure that I add that assignment. So if you've created the assignment, then you just have to go in and select it because it's already there. And I'm just going to add it because it's already been created. So now they're linked. Now what you can do for clarity, which I like to do, is I put in text headers that refer to what's below them. So here, so this is content. So content might be videos, and I might put another header for deliverables. Okay, I spelled that correctly. So I might put a discussion under here, and then under content, I might put some type of podcast to listen to, or make sure to read these 3 things. And so it organizes your module in such a way that the students know exactly what they need to do. And in my particular course, they're going to consume content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up to class Wednesday night. And then Wednesday night through Sunday, they're working on the deliverables. They're participating in the discussion. They're creating their assignments, maybe working on a project, something along those lines. Does that help?
Oh yeah, very helpful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah.
Any
So
last, yeah, go ahead, Rosa.
yeah, am I right? Like, I mean, just based on what you just demonstrated, I think it's easier to work on assignment or pages, whatever we do, and then going back to a module. Because I looking what you did, it seems like I was doing for module, and it's become more complicated, and I got hit like a little bit, like it's like a lot of hiccups.
Well, I don't want you to have headaches, Rosa. I think there is something to be said for starting here, like in the assignments area, and just creating a bunch of assignments while you're looking at your CDM. You're looking at your learning objectives, and you're saying, okay, what are the assignments that I can create and sprinkle throughout the course over 15 weeks that lead back to those learning objectives. And so you could do that all here and then go to your modules and just place them where they make sense and make sure that you have content that supports them, articles, video, podcasts, etc. Is that kind of what you were thinking, Rosa?
Yeah. Like, mine was like literally the opposite way to do it. So now like I got a clear sense how I'm going to organize them now.
Good. I mean, I've done it both ways. There's no perfect way, but if you want to make sure that you hit every learning objective, I think this is a good way to do it because you're right there. You can look at your learning objectives on the left and just create assignment, and make sure that you're hitting and everything. Because what happens, I think, too often is that we miss some of the learning objectives. We don't fulfill them. We don't align with them. And so if we're not doing that, why are they there in the first place? If we have a learning objective, we do have a responsibility to give the students content, create learning activities around them, and assess them on that information. So this is certainly one way to do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Provost office sent out an email today for us to put up the verification for enrollment, whatever that called.
I saw that. So
yeah. So where do we put that one now?
I didn't see that part. I just saw the message. So from an online, for asynchronous or remote, generally, and I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but I think I mentioned it in June cohort. I don't think I talked about it in July cohort.
It was very specific. Provost office want us to put it on. So they say on your course homepage, click the edit button on the right side of the page, which I couldn't find it. So I don't know. I just put like from start here, I changed it to change the name field and just added this one to it.
Was it this one?
Yes, that's the one they said. No, is that one?
No, this isn't the right
Can you
one.
scroll that? No, that's not the one. I think the profile is the same one,
Verification.
and then yeah, and then yes, this is the one. So they request all faculties have to post this on their either Canvas or Blackboard.
Okay.
I think it's like you have to open that PDF file.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let me look at this.
You scroll down to the bottom, then you will be able to see Canva, like the instruction they gave. That's Blackboard, right? Yes. And then Canva will be down below.
Okay. That's not too bad. Complete this short syllabus quiz by clicking. You know what? I will do this in the next session that we have on Monday.
Okay.
If that way, if some people haven't figured out how to do it, and that way we can walk through it together. But yeah, I get it. What I was going to say,
thank you. Mm-hmm.
I generally consider attendance for online asynchronous usually is they have to do something each week. So if they don't participate in the discussion, if they don't submit an assignment, if they don't do something during that week, they have not attended. And so that's just something that I think is important.
I think it's okay for us to, like, we do this, but the instruction they give, like home page, click edit, I don't see that.
Yeah, it's that doesn't make sense to me either. So I'll read this a little bit more and then I'll be prepared to address it on Monday.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Rosa. All right, with that, I am going to stop share and I'm going to say that's it. That's all, folks. This is recorded, so I will post the recording. I'll send it out. I'll ask Ian to send it out to everybody. That way you'll get it, Wayne, as well. Just you can refer back to this schedule at teachingmvp.com/programs. And so that's where I'm going to put everything all the sessions that I'm hosting. And you're welcome, Michael. All right, guys, have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Damien. Everybody has a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Hi, Rosa. Yes, John, you were saying?
Okay. I had a question. How about if I email you my question?
Well, is it
You
quick?
want to jump off now, don't you?
No, it's okay. I got a few minutes.
Okay. So my instructions are now all fully synchronous, quote, quote, which means the class at a particular time is important. So I got to get up to speed on WebEx. Unfortunately, I missed the WebEx thing Thursday morning.
Right.
And just to review, where are the best places for me to double back to get that? I don't know if that's available, but
I don't know if there's any recordings, but let me just be clear. So are you going to be doing WebEx from home?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to be doing remote from home. You're not in any classroom.
Correct.
Correct. So what you're going to do is you're going to create an event in WebEx, and once you create that event, you're just going to send the link to all of your students as an announcement in Canvas.
Okay.
And that's, when it comes time for whatever your class time is, I would log in 10 minutes before and using that same link and just watch as the students come in and just watch your email to see if any of the students are having difficulty. And then you can reply with the link. But if you send it through your announcements on Canvas, they'll be able to check it in two places. They'll see it in their email box and they'll also see it in the announcements. So that's my thing. That's as simple as I can make it. I'm going to be using Zoom, so I don't have to deal with WebEx, but it's essentially the same process.
Yeah.
If you want, I'm trying not to step on IT's toes, but if you want on Monday, I can just walk through that. When's your class?
Okay, Tuesday morning.
Okay, great. So if we do it on Monday, it'll be a good run through.
That's in connection with our scheduled session.
Right.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Damon.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Great. Wayne, you good?
I'm good, Damien. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Okay.
Great.
Well, have a lovely weekend, guys, and
You
I'll
too.
see you soon.
Thanks
Thank you.
again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Beautiful.
Bye,
Beautiful.
Rose.